Eagle 98.1 Game Day is on the air.
Presented by your Super Chevy dealers and Home Bank. Good for business, good for life.
It's time to talk LSU football on the flagship home of the Tigers. Call 225-499-9898. It's Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, here's Charles Hanagriff and Richard Condon.
Big plays, turnovers, and a little bit of excitement late as LSU goes on the road and beats Mississippi State 28-25. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Charles Hanagriff along with Richard Condon, Eagle 98.1 Game Day. LSU moves to 3-1 on the season and 1-0 in the conference because they made big plays today on offense. Because for 50 minutes, they had a defensive game plan that was both well-devised and well-executed. LSU played opportunistic football today, and because of that, they're able to get off with a win in conference play. Early on, Mississippi State was able to move the football pretty much up and down the field between the 20s at will. But the Tiger defense, who went into this with what it was obvious early was a defense that was intended to limit Mississippi State's big plays, limit a little bit their tempo, and force them to play, well, not perfect, but close to flawless football in order to get the job done. And that strategy worked very well for the first 50 minutes of the game. The opening drive, Mississippi State drove it down to the LSU 37-yard line, but a caused fumble and a long return set up LSU for the first touchdown pass of the day on what was 4 from Max Johnson. Later in the first half, Mississippi State got down all the way to the LSU 17-yard line before an interception turned away that drive. At the half, Mississippi State had over 200 yards of total offense, which for a half is pretty good, and 3 points. This is the exact opposite of what LSU did a year ago when they played almost exclusively man coverage, and Mississippi State went up and down the field for a record-setting total. They did this without Derek Stingley, who missed the game with a foot injury but was on the sideline in a walking boot. The LSU offense did their part. While in the first half it was some frustrating drive stoppages because they just simply couldn't run the football, they turned into big plays. Right at the beginning of the second half, a 64-yard pass to Keyshawn Boutte, another one to Trey Palmer on the first play of that drive. And LSU had, after a touchdown pass to Cole Taylor that was a gift for LSU, the Tigers had a 28-10 lead with 11 and a half minutes to go in the ballgame. And at that point, their win percentage, I would say, the odds of them winning the game at that point, I would say, were probably in the 90% range. But LSU was not able to put the ball game away for the same reason that we've been nervous about this team all year, which is they simply cannot run the football. And LSU today averaged 2 yards a carry. And it does a couple of things. Number one, it makes it much more difficult for you to put games away, games where you've got the lead. And the second thing is it makes it difficult on your defense to play up to a high level because they're on the field a lot. I don't know that LSU schematically changed a whole bunch defensively in the last 10 minutes, Rich, but Mississippi State was able to go up and down the field twice, and they're an onside kick away from having a chance to miracle this game out because they had the ball for 35 minutes today, and that LSU defense just got tired, I thought. So it worked today, and it was – Durante Jones deserves a lot of credit. He put this game plan together, and I thought for the most part they executed. Teams like this are going to get yards. You got to make sure that they don't get points out of them. I thought they did a really good job at that for 50 minutes, and then I thought they simply kind of ran out of steam a little bit. For the Tigers, I heard it, and I disagree with my good friend Scott Rabelais, but he wasn't the only one that had this opinion, which was that this was a make-or-break game for Ed. I don't see it that way. Don't see it that way because they won. Wouldn't have seen it that way had they lost. There's still 8 games left in this season. This was an as expected. LSU was a 2-point favorite. They won the game by 3. There will be more games, many more games, the rest of the year if they go as expected that LSU will lose than they will win. This doesn't do anything than buy him another week of breathing room. He's got to go. He has already lost to somebody that, in everybody's opinion, they shouldn't have lost to in UCLA. So now he's got to go beat somebody he's not supposed to beat. Is that Auburn? I don't know. Auburn's laying an egg today. Sandwich City with them in Georgia State. Is that Florida? Well, maybe if they keep it going. Certainly it would be in Alabama later in the year, but, that's not going to happen. So it was only a break game. If they had lost it, he was going to feel the heat for it. If he wins it, it's like, okay, fine, what's next?
Well, to hang on and have to beat Mississippi State, and if they recover the onside kick, whatever, you win by 3. And after last year when they scored 44 points and combined it was 1,051 yards, and you get to the defense, they give up 3 points in the first 44 minutes. Then they give up 15. So I agree with you, because going into this game, everybody said all right, this is going to be, we're going to draw a sand in a line. We'll know what direction this LSU football team is going in. It's a win on the road. Okay, compared to what happened in Tiger Stadium last year with all the yards and all the points, you did beat State. But is it to the point where, okay, fine, because we played so bad last year against State and we were able to hang on and beat Mississippi State by 3 points. How good is that? Now, the offensive line, look, there's been a lot of bad offensive lines in the history of this program. Go back to Holman. I will tell you this. I don't know how a program gets to this point, injury, okay, here, there, when this offensive line is so bad. How are you going to win games as this season gets harder and gets tougher? And guess what? The guys on the defensive front, they're going to be a lot tougher to go against. You still can't run the football. And I will tell you this, they already have 15 commitments, Charlie, for the 2022 recruiting class. You got 2 offensive linemen and 1 linebacker. Can we please fill out this recruiting class? I'll worry about the skilled people down the road. You got quarterbacks. Can we please fill out this recruiting class with offensive linemen and linebackers? And, hey, Damon Clark, 15 tackles, hell of a game. He played a great game. But still, you see the same issues. The offensive line, it's awful. You get bad linebacker play dropping into coverage today. There's really no new storyline today.
Other than the fact that they made some offensive big plays, okay, and you have to give them credit for that. Max Johnson, he's able to recognize on the play to Boutte to get him off to a good start, and you take advantage of the turnover. You get the lead, you get a little bit of confidence going. He deserves credit on the play to Trey Palmer, where he sees, granted the guy was wide open, but he saw it. He didn't sail the ball. All right, he deserves credit for that. He got lucky on the ball to Taylor. Okay, no question about that. But you'll take it. This team, the defense ran out of gas in the last 10 minutes of the game. Schematically, I thought that Jones really put together a good game plan for what they had, knowing they were going to have to play without Stingley.
And
I'm guessing they knew that since Tuesday.
Who replaced him? Stingley today.
It was Cordell Flack and Dwight McLaughlin.
But I mean, Flack, he made the stick that caused the fumble.
Yeah.
And that's when LSU went down.
He was in the
scored
nickel.
7.
It was more McLaughlin playing Stingley's position, but Flack was in there. Yeah.
I mean, he played a great game.
He did. A lot of them played.
And then you had the interception
really
when
well.
State was driving again in the first half.
Those opportunities, and those were plays. Those weren't unforced errors by the offense. Those were defensive plays that they made. Again, it's a nice win. It's an as expected. What else? What else can I tell you? I didn't learn like you a whole lot different about this team. They'll be able to make some plays, but there's some things that they're just not going to be able to do. By the way, Holman's lines included Kevin Mawai, so no.
He had some great individual plays.
Yeah, he did.
Who probably overcompensated.
Right.
Who was next?
At least he had.
But Charlie,
Mawai.
I mean, from all your years of watching LSU football, and I mean, I'm not pointing a finger of injuries and recruiting, and okay, these guys didn't live up. They were 4 stars coming in, 5 stars coming in. But as a group, through this many games in a season, 4 games, have you ever seen a group that really you question more, wondering about down the road as far as an LSU offensive line
it's
in
tough.
all your years?
It's tough because if you go fill out this class that you were talking about with offensive linemen. It's really, for the most part, other than the most exclusive linemen, it's a 2-year process. I mean, you're not expected to go in and play offensive line as a true freshman. Other positions, you can do that. If you get a true freshman that can start on the offensive line, you've got an exceptional talent. I mean, I can name them on two hands the number that LSU's had over the last 30 years. So the classes that have to develop for the offensive line to get better are the ones that are already on campus.
And, no disrespect when Deculus went down, but I'm going, based on what this offensive line has done thus far.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, and he got back in the game. They did start Dellinger at left tackle. He struggled a little bit early. And, again, that's a true freshman who, by the way, missed all of camp with an injury. And they put Anthony Bradford over there. And I thought it picked up a little bit at that point. I thought Bradford was a little bit better than what they got last week. So,
all right, I got a question for you.
You're looking for something a little positive.
I got a question. And you could think I'm nickel and diming you. Should Keyshawn Butte be on special teams?
You would hate to lose him in one of those deals. Yeah.
So he's got 2 more touchdown catches today. So that's number 8, number 9. And I heard he's on. Look at LSU. I think a guy like that. You remember initially before the season, and even last season, they talked about Derek Stingley being on offense. No. I mean, the guy can't stay healthy just being on defense.
Right.
So I'm wondering, Keyshawn Butte, if you lose that guy on kickoff, recovery,
it's certainly worth some discussion. Hey, look, let's not bury the good things that happened today. Max Johnson, this is 6 games in a row where he's thrown at least 3 touchdown passes. He's not perfect, but the guy, I think, has gotten better. I think he's been pretty good. He's gotten better. Is he a superstar? No, not right now, but I think he's playing pretty well.
I guarantee if you're the parents of an LSU quarterback these days, you better look good on camera. and God bless the Burrows, but, I mean, how many times they showed Brad and his wife in the stands today, which is cool.
Yeah.
When his son does something good.
I guess I thought with Jimmy Burrow, it had a lot to do with the fact that he coached, and he was a college football coach. And with Brad, I think it's with, the NFL career that he had. I don't know that they would be doing that if it was just, a non-football story to the parents. They show them once, and generally that's it.
You know what I love? I love the release of a left-handed quarterback. I just love it. I go back to the greatest release by any left-handed quarterback of all time, Steve Young. I just love that awkward release. It's just different.
Steve Young could spin it for sure. Tigers win it by a score of 28-25. 499-9898 is our number. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. Don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
The saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. But Louisiana heat is nothing to play with. AC outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call AccuTemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
During times of trouble, hope keeps us calm, and courage keeps us strong. Here in Louisiana, we know this better than most. After all, we've faced hardship, but hurricanes and floods never washed away what makes us strong. It's our culture, the spirit of resilience that says rise and rise up again. We'll make it through the tough times, we always do. And Blue Cross will always be here to support you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues as we take a look back at LSU and Mississippi State. Tigers winning today by a score of 20-25. 499-9898 is the number to call. Since we're starting so early, the last couple of weeks we've been here real late. Let's take a look at the college football. Let me get you up to date with a couple of games that are in progress right now. Arkansas is beating Texas A&M 17-3 at the half. KJ Jefferson's had a terrific first half for Arkansas. Some big plays, and Arkansas up 17-10 at Jerry World. They hadn't won this game in 7 years, but tell you what, man, Arkansas looks for real. Looks pretty. Yeah, they're taking it to A&M is what I'm seeing in this game. They're making one-handed catches. They're breaking tackles. It looks like they're just so much more into it than A&M. Because I don't know that their personnel is better. I don't think it is, but they're all playing them.
I mean, they haven't had a top 35 recruiting class in the last 4 years.
I'm glad to see that you're keeping up with recruiting.
I have to, Joey. I'm with you. I got a bunch of candles. I feel like a pilgrim at night.
No.
I got to churn butter in the backyard.
Clemson and NC State are tied at 7 at the half. The touchdown North Carolina State scored is the first offensive touchdown that Clemson's allowed all year, but Clemson's offense is really, really struggling. And NC State and Clemson tied at 7 at the half. How bad are things at Florida State? They're down. They're 0-3, and they're down 31-13 to Louisville at the half. Rough go there. Coach Prime next year, right?
Prime.
Get Deion.
Love the Aflac commercials with him and Saban.
Isn't that fantastic? Georgia State leads Auburn 17-12. About 2 minutes to go to the half. This is your classic sandwich game. They went to Penn State, all the emotion for the whiteout last week, lost a close game. It's about to be 24-12. The guy just busted a touchdown. If there's no flags, Georgia State's going to go up 12 points here.
You know what this is like? This is like LSU losing to UAB 20 years ago on Thursday.
This week, this day in LSU history.
Oh, and by the way, talking about that,
yeah,
I got a double for you.
Oh, good.
Not only this day, but tomorrow, Joey. Tomorrow is one of the most unbelievable moments when you walked out and you were numb. And maybe the greatest quote from an LSU football player after a game of all time.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but I'll say
you've been cheating.
I'll say no.
You got my text. Yes, you did.
Let's see what else. So Georgia State is really taking advantage of an Auburn team that looks a little bit disinterested, and all of a sudden they find themselves down 12 at home right before the half. But the Penn State game last week, coming here next week, they haven't won in Baton Rouge in 22 years, something I'm sure they'll be reminded of ad nauseum next week. But find themselves down. Let's see, what was the other score? No, that was Baylor. Dave Aranda and Baylor leading number 14 Iowa State 21-13. That game is also at the half. 499-9898 is the number to call. Let me ask you about your perspective at a couple of different points in the game, because a lot of games will come in here and say, well, you know what, the outcome was never in doubt. We knew who was going to win, but there was some tense moments. Did you think LSU was going to win this game at half?
At halftime, yeah, when they were up, what was it, 21-10?
7-3 at half.
At halftime, 7-3, and at the end of the third quarter, because State scored with about 26 seconds left.
The end of the third quarter, it was 21-10.
21-10. At that point, I really thought LSU was in control. If you would have told me at that point that State in the fourth quarter would pretty much dominate and score 2 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes, I wouldn't have thought so.
And again, I think the fatigue. I thought at the half, actually, that LSU was in a little bit of trouble. I thought that they were ahead based on a couple of odd plays, okay, that I didn't expect State to replicate in the second half. So if they get another 200 yards in the second half, they're going to have a lot more than 3 points. And frankly, I didn't know if LSU's offense could match it, because at halftime, LSU's offense consisted of, they had been out first down 12-7, and they had been outgained 205-113. And I'm sitting here going, you got almost double the yardage, and you're down 4 points, and that's it. You ought to be thankful. You've turned the ball over twice. Well, and you missed a field goal. Man, at halftime, I said, LSU's in trouble, because if the second half yardage replicates the first half, then there's no way a 4-point lead is going to hold up. But they made the big plays, and so you got to give them credit for that. But at halftime, no, I thought LSU was in a tremendous amount of trouble.
So it seems like the biggest criticism LSU's receiving up to this point, forget about the spread, 3-point win, is the fact that they rushed 3 the entire game. Maybe when State was in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, maybe rush 4, put a little bit more pressure. But LSU never got away with that. I mean, from that. I mean, it was 3 men the whole game.
And I thought it was well thought out. You saw what happened last year. It's very difficult to, when they want to be able to get the ball out quick, to be able to get there with a pass rush or you're blitzing a lot. They can adjust to that, I think, easier. This was harder. Like I said, I thought it was a very well-designed game plan that was keep everything in front of you, tackle. And I thought, for the first 3 quarters, I thought they tackled pretty well, and just make State make the mistake, make them have the turnover. Because they don't have the penalty that kills the drive, or the drop pass, or whatever. And like I said, that worked pretty well for a while.
All right, well, I'm going to be the bad customer in the restaurant. So my question to you is, and I know certain people out there are probably thinking this, why would we change our normal defensive scheme? Is State that good? Look, I get what they did last year. I understand that. Intermediate passes, crossing routes over the middle. But why should we change? We are LSU, and now we got to go with a 3-man down front the entire game.
Well, that's just good coaching. I mean, that is knowing what your limitations. What you're saying is you should be so much better than State. You can line up in any formation you want and win. No, I don't think that's modern football. I think there's too many schematic advantages you can take if the opposing coach lets you do it. I think you have to be able to adjust. If they hadn't adjusted, if they had run the same stuff as they ran last year, we'd be sitting here going crazy. And instead, it's like, okay, well, if that's what you got to do to do that.
So were you thinking the same thing when they gave up 2 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes?
I thought more so it wasn't the scheme that bothered me. I didn't think that they played as soft as it appeared. It would be easy to just go say, oh, well, they just played preventive. No, it really wasn't that. In my mind, that there was more separation there, and LSU was just a little bit fatigued. I mean, I was trying to come up with something more creative than that, but they were just tired. I mean, 35 minutes worth of time of possession, and you can't get them off the field. State was 12 of 18 on third down today, but a lot of that came in the last portion of the ball game. So I thought they played with the personnel that they had. When they tried to do it the other way last year, it probably scarred Orgeron, into ever. Well, we're going to take that film, look at it, and absolutely promise not to do anything that we did a year ago.
It just seems like, Charlie, if you're sitting there watching a game and you're going, okay, fine. When you're up at like 21-3 and then you're up, and then all of a sudden in the second half, you're going, shouldn't LSU have more depth than Mississippi State a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
At this point.
Yes.
Under O, because it's year 6.
Even if it wasn't, Les's last team should have had, and he was on the way out, and should have had significantly more talent. And it did. 499-9898 is the number to call. Take a break. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Brandon Holly here. Siding, windows, even doors. ReliefWindows.com.
Eagle 98.1 WDGL and HD1 Baton Rouge.
The saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. But Louisiana Heat is nothing to play with. AC outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. Tigers win it by a score of 28 to 25. Charles Hanagriff, Richard Condon, watching a little afternoon football as they get ready to get going the second half in Arkansas and Texas A&M. Rich, you when you sit down and watch a game like this, you by yourself? You got anybody come? Okay.
I can't do the party thing. My wife went to my sister-in-law's house, and I got to be there and have GameCast pulled up. I kind of watch the stats and watch the numbers, but even if I wasn't here with you, probably try to be by myself. I'm not a big party guy when it comes to games. You follow me? Because some guy's talking about how he's adding on to his house, and she's talking about how she's getting Botox, and this other guy's in the corner doing his Rubik's Cube, and it's just too much stuff going on.
When's the last time somebody actually did a Rubik's Cube?
My friends all the time, Charlie. But you know what? Somebody's in a bag deep frying a turkey saying, well, Condon, that's because you never had my turkey. Then in the other kettle pot, he's got jambalaya going. No, I'm good. Like being at home. Not really a loner, but when it comes to games, man, I just want to watch the game.
Reclusive?
I don't want to talk about me and Jamie Howard from 93. I don't want to deal with all of that stuff. And me and Jamie Howard, by the way, are friends now.
That's great.
We're tight. So
Well,
I want to clear that up right now.
Good friend of mine as well.
Jamie's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a great dad.
Understand. I didn't see the highlights from last night, but I understand Walker, his son, made an unbelievable play in last night's game, but I didn't get a chance to see it.
You know something I enjoyed today about the broadcast?
What's that?
Listening on the Eagle. Follow me?
Yeah.
I enjoyed hearing the LSU band finally being able to make a road trip. I enjoyed that. You got to go back to 2019. Good for those young people.
And they had it positioned where you could actually hear the band on TV really well. Like, I don't know where they set up the mics, but I thought they were.
I think you're going to think less of me by this, Charlie, but I think going to Starkville is probably the most underrated SEC traveling city to be in.
Why?
I'll tell you why. It's easy to get in after the game. State fans know, okay, fine, we're going to cheer our team, but we know your program. We know its history. We're not as good as you. However, and not only that, they have this restaurant, the Old Hickory Restaurant in Columbus, okay? Little hotel across the street. It's in a little strip mall. Get off the interstate, go under the interstate like College Drive, like you go to Perkins. It's the Old Hickory Steakhouse. Dude, you can only get a ribeye, a filet, or a sirloin. And that's it. And you get your beer, your milk, your tea, whatever you want. Your Hawaiian punch comes in a Masonite jar. Simple, easy. When you pull it up, Joe, you can see the guy cooking the steaks and flipping them through the front glass.
And you
Good stuff.
And you smell it.
It's coming out. Yeah, you see the smoke going up.
All the way up.
Starkville's not a bad trip. It really isn't.
You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
Charlie, I guarantee you, I'm the first person to say a lot of things. But no, Starkville's not a bad trip. You know what you're getting when you go to Starkville. But to go and be treated nice and a police officer nice, and if you got an open container, they're not issuing you a citation as the state fans walk holding a 40. It's just easy. It's easy to get to. I know it's a long drive. But, I mean, it's casual. It's no big deal.
It's the shortest.
It's like a family picnic. You know what you're getting when you go.
It is the shortest drive. If you're going to drive to an SEC school, it's the shortest one.
Somebody told me today, I've never been to Starkville. I don't make that drive. So which one's easier? You want to go to Oxford? You want to go to Gainesville? You want to go to College Station?
You know what? The one that always gets me is Auburn, because it's every bit of 6 hours and change. And, you go all the way to Mobile and you hang a left and there's like nothing for 150 miles. And then you get to Montgomery, you still ain't there.
Joe, there's only two places I haven't been and I won't go. Missouri and South Carolina. No need to. I will tell you, of all the travels I've made, Auburn, Alabama, the campus is beautiful. The people are nice. You can roll your toilet paper on the trees. They got a good college atmosphere when it comes to breakfast and going out to eat that night. You got to drive a little bit. But I think Auburn's an awesome road trip. If you haven't made that trip, you got to make it.
No, it's just the drive is boring.
But Joe, you tell me this: what SEC drive is fun?
None.
None of it. Maybe kneeling, right time of year, but still, it takes so long to get there. When you go on the road, man, there's no such thing as an easy drive. And you know what? They're a lot easier when you win. If you win, it doesn't matter. You can do an overnighter to kneeling.
Right.
Gainesville, it doesn't matter.
499-9898 is the number. Scott is in Walker. Scott, welcome into the show.
Yeah, guys, I just want to say a couple of things. I thought the 3-4 defense did its job. I thought we should have brought a linebacker every now and then on a blitz a little more. They were just kind of dumping it in behind us on a crossing route, kind of rush up that quarterback's decision-making process. And I'd like to see him get the ball to big number 11, Brian Thomas Jr. from Walker, a little bit more.
It was a really nice catch that he made on the near sideline. Thank you, Scott.
Hey, Charles,
I like Brian
about
Thomas a lot. I think he's going to be a hell of a player here.
Were you somewhat surprised that Jack Besh was not a big target today?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, because he's had 3 really good games. I thought that, for the most part, Johnson was making the right decisions. He was going to the right guys, and I didn't see him force a lot of throws. So it's like, okay, if this guy's open, that's who I'm going to throw to. Kind of a thing.
One thing, I think you'll agree with me on this. One thing about John Emery, his situation, I don't care if you got Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Herschel Walker, Emmitt Smith, Kevin Falk in his prime. It wouldn't matter. It's not going to matter right now. No matter who your running back is. I'm not even worrying about it. I'm not worried about the offensive line. I'm not worried about the running back situation. I feel for John Emery. I do. Whatever was mishandled, I'm not here to point fingers, but it doesn't matter who the running back is right now. Whoever the best running back in the country is now, you put him behind this offensive line, he's going to average probably 3.4 yards a carry, finish with 68 yards on so many carries. That's how bad this offensive line is.
I'd love to be able to counter that, but it's absolutely true. I mean, it is what it is. You don't have a lot of other options.
Now you're getting into the meat of the schedule now, right?
Right.
Now you're meeting her daddy. You know where I'm going?
Yeah.
We're not just dropping off the kids at the mall no more. Now this is huge. How do you win games? Unless Max Johnson and the defense plays lights out, how do you win? Because they know what you're doing now. You can't run.
Yeah, it's going to be big plays. Big plays is what got them home today, and that's you don't see LSU putting together many 9-play 75-yard drives that take 5-6 minutes off the clock. They don't have that club in the bag right now. They've got to hit Boutte or like they did today, Palmer. Okay, those big plays. That's how you are going to have to win games.
All right, you got a couple of big plays. You got the tight end, but maybe Max Johnson got lucky on that one, right?
I think
then you have the bus coverage.
Yeah.
So we talk about big plays, but how many of those big plays happen because of state and happen because of little luck?
Well, I thought
besides Boutte.
Okay, well,
right,
that's what I was going to give you.
Yeah,
yeah, no, he makes 2 plays there. Look, I've seen quarterbacks overthrow wide open receivers, so Johnson got it there. But yeah, Palmer, he got lost. They had a miscommunication, had a bust on defense, and he got behind everybody. So you make that throw.
So let me ask you this: the last time a tight end, luck or not luck, when's the last time a tight end at LSU? Was it Thaddeus Moss against Clemson?
That
went that long for a touchdown, a tight end.
I'm trying to think of what Gilbert's longest one was last year. I think he had 3 or 4, maybe him.
But either way,
but Moss in the SEC championship game. Jules is in Abbeville. Jules, welcome into the show.
Hey there.
Hey, Jules.
Well, I'm watching Red Sox Yankees, but I'm keeping an eye on Arkansas.
Arkansas is doing well.
Yeah, well, and I was thinking that they were going to do well. I'm not sold on A&M or Iowa State. Wasn't last year, not this year. But, Charles, you were talking about the defense getting tired, but that comes into play with the type of defense they played today, the 3-man soft box, giving up the short stuff, and that's what State was taking. So it's going to cause 8, 9, 10, 11 play drives, unless you get a stop along the way. And after 3/4 of that, yes, I'm sure the defense was probably gassed.
Well, I could take the Mississippi State drives being that long if LSU could have countered it with a few, string together 2 or 3 first downs and try to run 9 offensive plays. LSU ran 54 plays today. State ran 88. Okay, so just the off. I understand that the defense was going to be out there a little bit longer based on playing the coverages that they did today, but man, the offense, they didn't have the ball.
Well, that's what I was about to say, is that when LSU gets the ball back, we're not able to do that every time we get a possession. We might do it one time, and then the next 3 times we might go 1 first down, punt, maybe 2 first downs, punt, 1 first down. So the offense isn't staying out there long enough, if you will, or maybe scoring on a long play like what happened, I guess, with Palmer. But that's kind of the way it was set up.
Yeah, I understand. Look, I don't have any problem with them scoring in one play. I'm talking about even non-scoring drives. Just those drives where you can string 2, 3 first downs together, change field position, even if you don't get points out of it.
Exactly, and that's what LSU is struggling to do, or at least they did today. And like y'all have been talking about, the schedule's only going to start getting tougher. I am surprised about Auburn, I will say, and unfortunately, Charles, your lock didn't come through.
Oh, Wisconsin! My goodness, how bad was Graham Mertz today? Yuck! Yeah, that was a clunker.
So you laid the 5?
Yeah. Thank you, Jules.
Jules, thanks.
Yeah, that was my lock of the week yesterday. Man, I was shocked. Mertz, they put up a graphic in the game where Mertz his stats against non-ranked opponents versus ranked opponents, and it's like 10-1. I mean, it was a great stat. I had no idea that it was that varied. But even with that, Wisconsin got the number 1 rush offense in the country. Notre Dame was way down what they were giving up on the ground defensively. Wisconsin's rush defense was terrific. Notre Dame was 115 out of 130 and run the ball. Even with the quarterback playing bad, I thought that Wisconsin was a better team, and Notre Dame really pulled away from them in the second half. The thing with Auburn, the sandwich game, sure, but it's not that Georgia State's a non-conference opponent, Rich, so much as that they're a bad non-conference opponent. This team lost by 33 to Army and by 32 to North Carolina, and their win was against Charlotte. We're not talking about the 85 Oklahoma Sooners here. I mean, they're not just losing to a non-conference; they lose to a bad non-conference opponent.
Or the 2000 Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, that was 2001, 2000. Yeah, one of those great teams. 499-9898 is the number to call. It's the Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
The saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. But Louisiana heat is nothing to play with. AC outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. LSU wins it by a score of 28-25. I'm looking at, we're watching Clemson and NC State, one of the games going there. I believe Ungalele has gone out of that game, starting quarterback for Clemson. 7-7 is the score right now, and they are early in the third quarter. 499-9898 is the number to call. Charlie in Lafayette is next. Charlie, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie, how are you doing? Hello, Richard, how are you doing?
Hey, Charlie, whoa.
Yeah, look, couple of things. This NC State team is the same team that Mississippi State dusted a couple of weeks ago. So, college football is crazy this year. And I think that listening to, and LSU has plenty of them in their fan base, I call the sports bar types, that look at it, that look at it through a narrow lens. And Charlie, you alluded to the fact after McNeese State, I don't like to make predictions of the season because the team's not going to be the same team in November. They're not going to be people improved. And I remember the 2017 team after they lost to Troy. I mean, I don't think people thought they'd win another game. So they slowly got better, and they only had 11 offensive linemen at the time.
They went and beat Florida the next week.
Yeah, they went and beat Florida, then they went and beat Auburn, then they went and beat Ole Miss, then they went and played Alabama to a very good game, and then they won their last 3 games. Unfortunately, they lost the Citrus Bowl. So, I'm not worried about who they're going to play in November. I'm worried about who they're going to play next week, and that's Auburn. And winning builds confidence. I'm not saying they're going to go out and win in the playoffs. No, I'm just worried about what they do next week. And you got to take into consideration down the road, people get injuries. People change. Arkansas looks like gangbusters, but what would an injury to a key offensive lineman do? To something like that. So I think what I am, I'm just happy they had more points than Mississippi State today.
Hey, you know what, Charlie? Take that one and put it up on the shelf. I'm kind of with you sometimes when, we do we have to analyze this thing and just beat it to death? Everything is bad. They did win the game, and they were ahead comfortably for a while. So, look at the bright side, Richard. I mean, you're a bright side kind of guy.
No, I'm
right?
not.
No.
Joey, I will tell you this. I appreciate you giving me the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But going into this season, and not to be overly negative here, man, I just expected more through 4 games. And I know the average person out there probably did. You got people out there that are always positive. You got to look out for the great. Don't worry about the past. Look for the future. But through 4 games, I expected more. Whatever game, whatever moment of whatever game you want to point a finger at. McNeese, whatever. Central Michigan, whatever. I know the money I spent to go to UCLA. That's old news. I get it. That's BC. That's before. But through 4 games, I have not seen anything that I thought I would see going into this season. Have you? Anything that you've seen through 4 games at this point?
Individually or?
No, just overall. The general image of the program, the general where we're going, Auburn, Florida, Alabama, what lays down the road. Did you expect to see more after 4 games than what you've seen? On a positive note.
I expected them to be 4-0, but the problems that they were going to have were not difficult to predict on the offensive line. And how many guys were going to be able to come in and really make an impact as freshmen, it wasn't going to be a big number. So some of those.
I got another question.
Yeah.
Principal Charlie. Here's my question. So when do you get to that point? Here's what I want to know, okay? I'm the layman out there, sitting there, watching a game, know a little bit about the game, not as much as you. So there's thousands of me's out there. You follow me? So when are we going to get to the point, us me's, go, well, why don't we have depth on the offensive line? Why don't we have that guy? How come we don't have what Alabama has? How come we don't have what that program has? That is my question to you. For us guys out there, not as smart way as you, can break it down, game, film, scheme, all of that. The average guy out there right now, Charlie, he's in his backyard sitting on a lawn chair with his daughter and her new husband. The neighbors are coming over. They didn't bring anything, same old crap. For those people out there, is it year 7, year 8, year 9? When is it going to be where, well, we don't have the depth here, but we need more depth there? When is that going to happen?
I think it's year 3.75.
No, that's already
that's
passed.
the average. John is in Baton Rouge. John, welcome into the show.
Yes, sir. I just want to.
John? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah,
hey,
go
John,
ahead.
go ahead, buddy.
Well, somebody else is talking. I can't talk. Somebody else talking on. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't hear you. Hello?
All right, I tell you what, we'll try to get him back.
I got you.
You got him? Okay, well go ahead then.
Yeah, what I want to say 2 things. I want to give a shout out to the coaching today because they did an excellent job. Their game plans worked right. And that guy, just before I come on, ask him this question. How many teams rank up there with Alabama? Everybody can't beat Alabama. Let's give a shout-out to the coaches today and hope this thing continues.
Thank you, John.
Is John talking about me? Is he talking about me or the call before? No, he's talking about me. No, that's fine. You know the resources this program has? You do understand that. I'm not saying they're going to be Alabama. I'm not saying they're going to win 4 national titles under Nick Saban. I'm not saying that. John, what I'm saying is there is too many resources. We're in a reign of a program that's 2 years removed from a national title. You can't use depth after so many recruiting classes because somebody's got to take the heat while you don't have good enough offensive linemen. Somebody's got to take the heat because you don't have good enough linebackers. I'm not comparing LSU to Alabama. I'm just saying at a certain point in a program like LSU, with everything you could need, you got to have the people that can step up when the other guy can't do the job. And if you're telling me you don't expect that as an LSU fan, that's the problem.
499-9898 is the number to call. We'll go to break. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
During times of trouble, hope keeps us calm, and courage keeps us strong. Here in Louisiana, we know this better than most. After all, we've faced hardship, but hurricanes and floods never washed away what makes us strong. It's our culture, the spirit of resilience that says rise and rise up again. We'll make it through the tough times, we always do. And Blue Cross will always be here to support you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Tigers win it by a score of 28-25. Ronnie is in Baton Rouge. Ronnie, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. Look, man, I'm tired of hearing this BS every year before the season. Coach O comes out there, and don't get me wrong, I'm a big Coach O fan. But coming out here saying, like last year, we got the best defense we've ever had and all this other crap. I understand we have new coaches in the SEC. But damn it, you don't let Mike Leach do what he does to LSU. I mean, yeah, we won, but like last year, just steamroll us. We have better talent than a lot of these teams in the SEC. And yes, a lot of teams are getting better coaches. But we shouldn't allow this crap.
All right, Ronnie. Appreciate your call.
I mean, I understand why Ronnie's frustrated. I understand going into the season, especially last year. COVID, everything people's dealing with, they go 5-5. Mississippi State embarrasses them in Tiger Stadium. And after that, you had all year to prepare. Did LSU win? Yes, they did. Did they do a better job for Mississippi State? Not the same personnel as last year, but still, you would expect a little bit more than to be up 21-3, and then they score 2 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes. And if the Titanic doesn't hit the iceberg, those folks show up in New York and have a good time in 1912. I get all of that. But still, it shouldn't come down to if State recovers the onside kick, what happens after that? Not after last year.
The disaster metaphors. You're on your game today.
You like that?
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks. Yeah.
Doug is in Baton Rouge. Doug, welcome into the show.
How you doing, Charlie?
Good, Doug.
I got to preface my statement with a little something. I coached high school football for 7 years. I was nothing but a defensive coach for 7 years. I coached the 3-man line, 3-3-5 defense. And if you look back on the history of Chris Peterson, you know who Chris Peterson is?
Yes.
Boise.
The coach at Washington. He beat Mike Leach. He's 5-0 against Mike Leach. And you know what defense he ran to beat him? The 3-3-5.
I thought the game plan today, if you're trying to give Durante Jones a compliment or the defense a compliment, I thought they had a game plan that was designed to play with what they were given. I mean, the hand that they've been dealt, and be able to contain it. Give up yards but not points. It worked until I thought they wore down the fourth quarter. But I mean, I thought the game plan was terrific.
I do too, and I not only give credit to Durante Jones, I give credit to the defense. And Chris Peterson, when he was at Washington and Boise, Mike Leach was at Washington State. He's 5-0 against Mike Leach, running a 3-3-5 defense.
Appreciate the call, Doug. Thank you very much.
All right.
499-9898. John is in St. Gabriel. John, welcome into the show.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, John.
Richard, first, it's good to hear your voice.
Hey, John, I appreciate you, buddy.
The O-line, I think that's been flawed, but I fault the offensive coaching staff for not giving them some help. A couple of tight ends, and I think we saw that a few times, and it worked. The D-line, all 4 games, it's nothing but a lot of patty cake. I don't see the drive and get to the quarterback or watching the ball. That 3+1 wide outs, that goes back to the O-line needs some help.
Hey, John, hey, real quick, I got to go to bat for the defense up until this game. Because coming in, LSU's defense was number 1 in the country in tackles for losses with 40. I get it.
The guys up front
they only
pretty
have
well.
2 today, and I understand because of 3-man rush, and they all dropped into pass coverage. And they only had 1 sack today, but they led the country coming in with 19. So I want to be fair to the defensive line because they have played well throughout the season.
Today's game, if one of those linebackers and that 8 behind the line had stayed in the middle, there's several plays from Mississippi State that wouldn't have gone anywhere. And I think that's something that I've harped on for years. And, Richard, I've talked to you a number of times in the past about that kind of stuff. So that's just my thoughts, and always go Tigers.
All right. Thank you for the call, John.
Hey, Charlie, a 3-point win, no matter, you can sit here with me. We can do this show all night. But a 3-point win over Mississippi State, the frustration, everything after last season, what didn't happen in L.A., and I think people expected more domination over Central Michigan and McNeese. So it's to the point, if people are just tuning in right now to this show, it's to the point where if you would have told me after game 1, I'd know. After game 2, I'd know. After game 3, I'd know. People still don't know after game 4 today. Still don't know. Big lead over Mississippi State. They close it late in the fourth quarter. State scores with like 26 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And you're going, okay, all good. And then, boom, you get up and you see the final score if you're working a night shift. Or maybe you stepped away. Then you come back and see the final score and you're going, what the hell happened? What happened in the second half? Did State do something we weren't ready for? Did the defense get worn down? So I understand people's frustration. It's not a total shot against the program, but I get why people are frustrated and wondering, all right, so when is the program going to be to the point like it was? Now, what, you're never going to have another Joe Burrow again. You're not going to have some of the special teams players. You're going to have one hit and miss. It's just I understand how people, if they caught bits and pieces of today's game, and they're looking at the clock and they making evening plans, and it's 5:15, and they go, by the way, what's the game score, the final score? Oh, we won by 3 at State. I understand. I'm not going to point a finger at anybody for questioning the overall effort. You know, I get it. They're frustrated, Joe. You need to be a little bit.
You haven't figured out my strategy yet, have
I know
you?
what you're doing.
No, what?
I get what you're doing.
What?
I'm going to be the bad guy.
Well,
yes,
I mean,
I understand what you're doing.
You do that to yourself. That's got nothing to do with me. What I'm actually, I knew you were going to wear that role anyway. I'm going to enjoy this one because I don't know how many more they're going to be this year.
You know what? I'm going to really be the bad guy here, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
You know what? Fine. I'll take the role. Jolly, put the cowbell around my neck.
Okay.
You know what I'm fed up with? I'm fed up with the nickel and dime, always hurt. You know what it reminds me of? Derek Stingley is starting to remind me of Risky Business. You remember the little crystal egg they had to worry about when Mom came back from vacation?
He cracked
it's the crystal egg.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Stingley right now, from what I'm seeing, John Facenda would never include him in his highlight call. Enough with these nickel and dime injuries. Here's my question to you with Derek Stingley. Is this just an LSU thing, or is this going to be a career thing when he's making millions and millions? And you know what? All of these people out there, and you know who I'm talking about, Charlie, well, these athletes should have this name, image, and licensing. They should get that. They are owed that. Is that right? You know how much money the NCAA is making in these college athletic programs? Fine. You want the money? Then you're going to take more damn heat. Sometimes you got to freaking suck it up for the team. I am sick and tired of it every damn game. Got the little boot on, and then the next game he's got this problem, and then next week it's going to be this. And then guess what? I got a root canal that happened 3 days ago. Suck it up. You are a prime-time player. Lead by example. And nobody's ever going to tell me that Derek Stingley in his career at LSU could have not have sucked up this or sucked up that. He's just been a team guy, man. Forget about the NIL in the car and forget about all of this and what's going to happen at the next level. You're playing at LSU, and as long as you play here, give it a damn 100% and stop being a little ninny panty. Well, I got a boot on, and then next week it's going to be this, and I got to worry about my career at the next level. I'm just fed up with it, man. The kid's a prima donna. Sorry, if it ticks off people, I don't care.
Any chance that he's actually hurt? Because, you know, he did have the boot on. He did go on the trip. You think they don't want to play him?
I got to think there's a time in Derek Stingley's career he could have sucked it up. He really could have sucked it up. Probably the team doctor said, Derek, you can play. It's up to you. Nah, not into it. Nah, 100%. Nah, I'm worried about my future. Nah, you know, maybe I'm losing a number on my check. No, I'm a little bit done with it. I really am. I'm a little bit done with it. I mean, dude, look, and you and I disagree on this. I think he, like you said, he had a good 2019 season. I'll give him that, despite the fact at the end of the Alabama game, I was a little bit worried there. Despite the fact against UCLA, you're not a matador. Olé! Sorry, Charlie. I'll take the heat for this.
No,
I just don't think he's lived up to the billing. Is he good? Damn right he is. Has he had moments that if he would do that game in and game out at the next level, he could be one of the greatest cornerbacks ever. I get that. But, dude, sometimes you got to suck it up and not worry about this and that. Just go out there and play. Forget about what's going on off the field. Stay committed. Stay home. Do your job. Show up and play. I want him to play like some of the greatest cornerbacks ever. Off the field. Suck it up. Do your job.
we disagree on the football part about how good he can be. We don't disagree with. I think his focus has been elsewhere. I honestly, I think that's been going on probably since the middle of last year.
He's not a vocal leader on the sideline, so why even have him there? If you're not hurt, then stay home with your foot over a Ziploc bag full of ice, elevate it, and watch the game. So maybe that'll help.
I don't think he could be a.
Did you ever see him cheerleading on the sideline? Have you ever seen that? Because, Charlie, I watch all the games. I don't go to the games. I watch the replays. I watch the sideline, Charlie. I've never seen him go up to, Max Johnson. Never seen him go up to Elias Ricks. Never seen him go up and say, come on, guys. We got this. Come on. That's just me, Charlie.
499-9898 is the number. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
The saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. But Louisiana heat is nothing to play with. AC outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call AccuTemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like Van
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Tigers win it 28-25 in Starkville. Ramon is next. Ramon, welcome into the show.
Richard, how you doing, buddy? Long time.
Ramon, how you been? How's the family?
Good, man. Actually, I'm going to see a team play with no prima donnas. I'm going to your old neck of the woods. I'm headed to see the Greenie Weenie.
You're going to see Tulane.
Huh?
You're going to see the Greenies tonight, right?
That's right. That's right. My daughter goes to Tulane. My oldest goes to Tulane.
Oh, good for her.
It's been a long time, buddy. You remember?
I do. And Ramon, guess what? I'm laying in points, too. I got the Greenies. I'm laying.
Hey, just a couple comments. Charlie, it must be a kick working with Richard, man.
It's really when the highlight of my day.
There you go.
My week.
I believe it. So obviously I've been to 2 home games, and then obviously I've listened to 2. I've watched 2 on the TV. We need to get one of our many advisors that we hire, whatever they call those guys, to listen to the broadcasters because their points are on point. I don't know who these guys are. Never heard them announce a game ever in my life. The UCLA game that got that Matt Brewer or whatever former quarterback was talking all day about all the space they were giving us and this and that. And if somehow somebody could listen in and tell our coaches all the open field and play calling, I know our quarterback may not be capable of doing all of those, but I think that's something that needs to be tried. In today's game, they were saying that left and right, we kept kicking and kept throwing, especially the deep ball, against the best cornerback, one of the best in the country, supposedly, and we kept throwing to his side. And the guy even said, why is Booty lined up against them? And even though they didn't always line up Booty against them, we still went his direction every time to no avail. So it's a sarcastic point, but it is the point since we got these 25 advisors or whatever, to assign one of them to listen to the TV and do what those guys are saying to help the coaches out because we need help on offense.
Hey, Ramon, you driving into New Orleans right now?
Yes, sir. I'm in the Gramercy area.
Gramercy. All right, so you ain't even got the Loyola Avenue or Causeway or whatever.
Not yet.
All right, well, when you get in a bumper traffic and you're bored, do me a favor, just say a little, now you lay me down to sleep and pull for the Greenies to win by at least 5.
Okay, I'm hoping I don't catch traffic. I need to learn the hullabaloo. Gee, I haven't learned it yet.
Hey, Ramon, have a safe trip, man. Go Greenies.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Ramon. Appreciate it. 499-9898. Ron is in Baton Rouge. Ron, welcome into the show.
Thank you for taking my call, Charlie.
Hey, Ron.
I really appreciate you, and I've been listening to you for a long, long time.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate you, but I like what Richard Condon has to say. They had a guy named Kevin Marway that just finished his pro career. I think he would have been a super line coach at Orgeron should have got. I wonder why he didn't talk to him. But I'm ready for a new coach already. I like what that coaching job the coach did over there in Oregon. I think that would be a great hire if we could get that guy.
Mario Cristobal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if we got
he's got a good team this year. I can tell you why. When Kevin Mawai was actually being considered for the job, at that point he had not coached at all. At which, look, you're a great player, or does it make you a great coach? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Honestly, I think the concern was the lack of experience that he had at the time. If you're asking for a reason, now you can disagree with that, but that was pretty much it.
Well, here's a man that was always undersized when he was playing pro, and he played for at least 14 years. He knew what to do with what he did.
Ron, you don't have to convince me of Kevin Mawai's credentials. We watched him get inducted into the Hall of Fame. So but you're asking me why they didn't. That's why.
Well, I don't think we could have done any worse.
All right. Well, this is a new coach that had to come in here in Brad Davis in May, so it's not the best of conditions for either player coach.
You're right, but I don't think he's that good either.
Okay. Ron, I appreciate the call.
Hey, Ryan, I appreciate it. You know what, Charlie, I'll tell you, his induction speech to the NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh, Mawai?
Yeah.
When
he mentioned LSU.
Yeah,
and,
it's fantastic.
Man, his love for the university and a former Leesville Wampus guy. Just what a good guy.
No, absolutely.
He's a good family guy. He's just a great representative. Always will be for LSU.
Kirk is in Omaha. Kirk, welcome into the show.
What's up, Hanny and Condon?
Kirk, what you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm enjoying this nice 79-degree weather in Omaha with 0% humidity, and I miss every second being back home south.
Hey, Kurt, you know what I enjoyed today? When they did the little PSA TV commercial about Mississippi State. Joe, you know how universities do that.
Right.
Thank you, Jesus. Finally, I get to see Mississippi State include in piling on at winning at the College World Series. Boom, we got that out the way. Great.
Right. I'm so glad they got that out the way, too, because I will say this. Those guys were like my best friends other than LSU people being in town, because those are the closest people I got. You know, I mean, without y'all, without the LSU fan base, you know, it's boring and no fans are there.
Hey, I will tell you this. Hey, Kurt, if I had to write a book about LSU's experience at the College World Series, beginning the first time they won in '86, I would have to get Hanagriff for like a 3-hour sit-down interview. All his experiences going to Omaha whatnot, all the things that went down at Barrett's. Charlie, you would be the best spokesperson as far as LSU's history going to the College World Series.
Hey, just to knock on Hanny a little bit, I love Hanny, by the way, but in 1986, I wasn't even born yet. I was born in '89. So, you know, even through that, you know, it's nice to have that much ingrained history in Omaha. But I just want to say this. You know, everybody's crapping on – I heard a couple of people crap on Max Johnson. You know, he's 87-35 with 84% completion rating throughout 4 games. You know, I don't know. I mean, Joe Burrow has spoiled us in thinking that every throw is automatic. But, you know, the guy is doing what he needs to do with a very much hampered offensive line to win games and drive the ball down the field. I think we were very efficient when we were going 4-down linemen playing a 4-2-5 coverage, getting pressure on Richards, the third, getting pressure on him and actually making him very, very uncomfortable in the pocket throughout the game versus a 3-man front. I don't want to see LSU play a 3-man front ever again because it just looked like we were being statues out there. But that's also contingent on the offense that you're playing. And Mike Leach is a very unique offense and a very unique coach overall.
You know what, Max Johnson, you bring up him. He has stepped up into the pocket, especially against State. He threw the ball away, and I really think he's showing a lot of maturity. I think he's going to get better and better and better. And I know at first, you know, against UCLA, people judged him, made some bad throws, threw in a double coverage, threw behind receivers. But I do like how he has improved from game to game.
Well, and the fact that we're not able to get a running game going, like I think today was the best running game that we've had in a year and a half.
Well, you know what? It would have been 2.8 yards a carry until Max Johnson had to kneel down and run out the clock. See, it went from 2.8 to 2.3.
Right. It's just we need to get more aggressive running the ball. You can't win in this league.
But you know what? Well, you say that, but they don't have the offensive line to give them holes. And we said it in the beginning of the show. It could be Barry Sanders. It could be Ricky Bell. It could be Charles White. Could be O.J. Simpson, Herschel Walker, Emmitt Smith. Who am I leaving out, Joey?
I don't know. The impression came up with Ricky Bell. Man, it's
God bless him. He's no longer with us.
I know. I'm impressed. Kirk, we appreciate the call. 499-9898.
Thank y'all.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Chuck, what about these? What about I Am Hip in Nebraska? What about him? You don't remember him?
Yeah.
Coolest name ever.
Yes.
I Am Hip.
Who's got the coolest name in college football today? Bumper Pool. The linebacker for Arkansas. Bumper
I never
Pool.
heard of it.
Yeah, Bumper Pool. He's a good
player.
player.
Is that his real name or is that?
That's his real name.
Or is that his Twitter name?
No, that's like
real name. Like birth certificate name.
Yeah, like
wow.
Parents have a sense of humor. 499-9898 is the number to call. Take a break. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Auctioner Health.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. Tigers win it today 28-25. Dave Aranda on the verge of an upset over a ranked team. If Baylor can hold on to this 31-23 lead with 3.5 minutes to go, Iowa State does have the football. Meantime, Auburn is going to the fourth quarter down 5 points to Georgia State, 24-19. It was 24-12 at the half. Auburn got a touchdown in the third, and they just ran the first play of that third quarter. Fourth quarter, excuse me. Arkansas leads Texas A&M 17-10, and the Hogs have the ball. And they are on the verge of the red zone right there at the 22-yard line, I believe it was. So those are games that are in progress right now. 499-9898 is the number to call. David is in Clinton. David, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie, let me tell you, I love you, but I got to agree with Condon.
It's a recurring theme here today.
I believe Derek Stingley's only there for the money, and he has no heart for this team, and I'll hang up and listen.
They're all there for the money, coaches and players alike. So that doesn't that doesn't bother me. I understand that there's
And look,
financial reward for everybody
I'm
here.
going to age myself, but I guarantee you, if that was Tommy Casanova, no way. And I know it's a different world. I get it. It's the money. It's the opportunities. It's the endorsements. It's a lot into what guys in the past did not have. Things that were not on the line years ago.
They didn't have the
But,
opportunities.
Man, I'm going to tell you something.
You
man,
think if they had offered Tommy Casanova
the
money when he
Marcus
was here that he wouldn't have
Quinns
taken
and
it?
the, Eugene Daniels of the world and the Mike Williams of the world against Notre Dame. And,
Well, the world's changed, Richard.
no,
Yeah,
I
I
get
get
we've become too soft. That's what's going on.
Okay.
I get, hey, Charlie, I know I'm going to go with the old man thing. Fine. I'll do the old man thing. But, man, there was once a point, man, you just did, unless you're dying and they got to bring a stretcher out on the field, you are going to play for your school, and after your career ends there, then you go on and make decisions.
Yeah, there was.
Stingley is not strong upstairs. He's got all the God-given ability. Now, he has people in his life that probably are advising him, and I'm not taking a shot at them. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people out there that question his heart. You could say it's fair, unfair. Question his heart. Does he have reason not to? Or should he be doing something that I think he should be doing? Look, that's that kid's career. That's his family. He makes those decisions. He's not my son. I did not raise him. I don't have a child with that financial resume on the line or whatever. But I am personally, I'm tired of the Pollyanna. I'm tired. There's always a story. There's always LSU fans going, is he going to play? He's not going to play. Well, what's true? My buddy tells me this, but I saw this on social media. But then on his Facebook, I'm seeing pictures here. Make up my damn mind. Either you're all in or you're out. But it's to the point where this week-to-week thing.
He played in the 3 games before this, did he not?
But it's like my wife's pregnant. All right, now look, just beat me 911 if
All
this
right,
is
wait.
real.
I want to hear how him not playing today is like your wife being pregnant. I'm really.
Know. Are we dealing with emotions here? Are you actually doing this because you are going to give birth? Are you doing it because you want me there? Where are we at emotionally here? I don't know where the kid's head is. I just don't.
You kind of lost me with the pregnancy
Sorry,
metaphor.
Charlie. Look,
but
let me tell you something. Whatever metaphor I can come up with now, I'm going to go. Look, here's the deal. The kid is always, everybody, each and every day, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? Dad's explaining this. Gee whiz, dude. Either you're all in and you're going to suck it up and play in a little pain. If you're that good, so you're a half a step slow, fine. Come on out and do an amazing job. And after that game, we're going to go, you know what that young man did? He was hurt, but he came out and he laid it on the line for the old law school. I want that once. Not you, not your future. I want you to lay it on the line once.
Yeah, you don't think he played hurt last year at all? I mean, I know he missed the last 2 games, but you don't think he played hurt at all?
Yeah, I don't know the kid's heart. I don't know how hurt
Well,
he was.
you're questioning his heart,
Yeah,
you...
Okay, well, was he hurt? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe a little Ziploc bag of ice gets rid of it?
You don't know how much his foot is hurt any more than I do.
Let me tell you something. I don't know his definition of hurt.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know what his pain. I don't know what his pain tolerance.
Pain is different.
No, and you don't have any way of knowing what his body feels like. Okay, and I'm pretty sure at least on 1 or 2 occasions last year he went out there and played when he was less than 100% because I know what the kid's potential is. And he didn't always hit it last year.
Right,
now, look, the play at UCLA aggravated me too, okay?
He had 3 chances.
I know. There's no excuse for that. And, yeah, I do question his focus at times because of what is out in front of him. I marvel at the fact that any of them are able to concentrate knowing they're going to be millionaires that soon.
I will tell you this, okay?
But I think he's done enough to deserve the benefit of the doubt.
I can't get in his ankle. I don't know.
Right.
But I will tell you this. I think there have been players at LSU that would have sucked it up more.
Okay. All right. 499-9898 is the number to call. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
During times of trouble, hope keeps us calm, and courage keeps us strong. Here in Louisiana, we know this better than most. After all, we've faced hardship, but hurricanes and floods never washed away what makes us strong. It's our culture, the spirit of resilience that says rise and rise up again. We'll make it through the tough times, we always do. And Blue Cross will always be here to support you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentless.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. LSU wins it by a score of 28-25. Back to the phone lines. And let's see. Next is, well, the guy in Boutique. Let's see. Where's my God? Paul, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
Good, Paul.
Good. Well, I just had a question about the rotation, specifically on the offensive side. It seems like we're trying to force, the less talented running backs and the receivers who aren't necessarily the best pass catchers onto the field. And what are y'all thoughts on that? As far as why can't we get, more of Jack Besh, more of Boutte, and more of Brian Thomas from the field when, they're clearly the better performers? Thank y'all.
Well, there was one third down where Boutte was off the field, but I think he's pretty much out there. You take snap counts of the 54 snaps LSU had today. I'd be surprised if he was out for more than 2 or 3. Thomas and Besh are both terrific young receivers. I think they're going to continue to play more. You you saw a little bit of Trey Palmer and Jeray Jenkins early in the season. I think you're seeing that start to evolve towards Besh and Thomas and Deion Smith as well.
And, to address the running back spot, they're using everybody they have.
Yeah, everybody got at least 3 carries today. I think Goodwin had 3 carries, and Kiner had 6 or 7, I think it was. Just 4. Just 4 for Kiner. Go through your list of running backs again.
The only thing about Kiner is I was wondering when he was going out of bounds why he jumped up in the air.
That wasn't the best
maybe
idea.
Just a reaction. I think what he thought is maybe the field was a little bit wider, and he was going to pull one of those highlight where you jump over the defender and then get an extra couple of yards.
That wasn't a good idea at all. Mark is in Baton Rouge. Mark, welcome into the show.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
I know as a coach, the statistics make a difference, but as a fan, the only statistic that counts is the score at the end of the game, and we won. But I got a quick question. I can't find it anywhere. When will the Tigers come home tonight? Are they flying in? Are they driving on a bus? Where can we greet them at?
They're flying in, and I don't think they will allow you anywhere close to that. So it's not going to be one of those deals like after Alabama where they knew everybody was coming out there. So, I mean, it's one of the terminals out the airport. They will probably – most of the time when we do 3-hour postgame.
You want to go?
No.
You, Tracy, me, and Sue?
No,
we'll get the aluminum ladder out. We'll hold signs
You
up.
got to
I'm
work.
asking.
They're going to be home before we're off the air.
Damn it.
I know you're disappointed.
I want to be like St. Charles Avenue, man. Got the wooden box on top of the aluminum ladder.
Coach Mack is next. Coach Mack, welcome into the show.
Gentlemen, happy Saturday.
Coach Mack, how are you?
I'm good, Condon. I'm calling first to offer you some prayers and well wishes. I understand that Anna has kin moving to town, and that just can't be good for you, man. How are you going to handle?
Anna's going to lose her focus. That worries me.
Yeah, that tracks. Hey, listen,
No,
2
that's
callers
good.
ago, the guy touched the base, and I have a question because we got 2 of them. One, explain to me what the analysts do. What's their job, and how do they interact with our offensive coordinator to help figure out what our offense should look like? And then the second question we talked about earlier, you guys talked about filling gaps on the O-line. Does that get filled with JUCO transfers this year, or how does that impact with the COVID guys that have that extra year that were underclassmen that might not be happy where they were? What kind of transfer action can we see for offensive line plugging holes?
All right, thanks. I'll take that part of it. I think you're more likely to see 4-year college transfers than you are junior college transfers. The number of junior college linemen, boy, look, there ain't that many of them. I mean, and they're all at a premium. I mean, they did a great job with Damian Lewis. He came in, he did a great job, but it's just not a long list. So I'm thinking regular transfers more than graduate transfers.
You talk about transfers, and like for years you could do it in baseball. Now with football, Joe, it's an advantage for the young man if he doesn't get playing time, and we've seen LSU players transfer during this whole portal situation. So it helps a program, but then again, it can hurt it as well. So are you a big fan of it?
It's had some unintended consequences. I was always against coaches being able to block where kids could go to school. That always bothered me. And so I wanted the rules loosened a little bit where, especially if you graduated, you could go wherever you wanted. The whole idea was you go to school and graduate. That being said, the unintended consequences of that plus the redshirt rule means that kids can basically go out there and say, let me see how September goes and I'll get back to you. And that bothers me, yes.
I mean, I appreciate the kids having an opportunity because, a coach can say, no, we're not going to renew your scholarship because people don't realize
they can't. Yeah,
it's season
absolutely.
to season. So I'm all for the kids. But then again, sometimes the kids got to stick it out, and sometimes kids take their football and go home a little bit too early.
I understand where you're going with that. 499-9898 is the number to call. Take a break. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. NC State misses a field goal that would have won it in regulation against Clemson. They are going to overtime, tied at 14, and they're out for the coin flip right now.
Can you win by 10 in overtime?
Yes, you can win by as many as. Hang on a second. You score. You go for 2. 8,
it's okay.
14 is the most. If you got the ball first, you scored, you went for 2, and you made it, and then you got a pick six the other way, or scoop and score.
So the people who have Clemson, they still have a shot. It could be 1 in 300,000, but it's a shot.
Right. It would be it would be on Mr. Van Pelt's segment on Monday.
Hey, Charlie, you remember what happened 15 years ago?
Let me real quick. I want to say that T.J. Finley is in the game for Auburn right now, and it's 5 minutes to go, a little over 5 minutes to go, and a 5-point game now. Yes.
All right, 15 years ago tonight, Louisiana Superdome, after Katrina wiped out the entire 2005 season, played games in San Antonio, played the first home game in New York, took on the Giants, and, of course, the games they played in Tiger Stadium. But if you're a Saints fan, besides Hartley's kick to send the Saints to the Super Bowl, you may think this is the greatest play ever. 15 years ago tonight, in the Dome, it reopened after Katrina. This happened.
No.
We'll get it.
I was there that night.
That was unbelievable.
I was there for Hartley's kick. I was there for Oz Hakeem dropped the ball, and I was there for Gleason's block. And the sound, the decibel level was as high as it could be for the Gleason. I mean, all three of the plays.
Were you there when Tim Couch with the Cleveland Browns threw a last-second Hail Mary?
No,
Steve
I wasn't.
Barkowski to Michael Haynes.
I was rooting.
No.
I was rooting against the Saints when the Browns did it. Oh,
Were you there?
We got
hang
the
on,
play.
hang on. Joe, were you there in Old Tulane Stadium when they reenacted the Battle of New Orleans?
Never saw
Back
it.
in '69, and guess what? The cannon went off, and a guy dressed like a red coat lost 3 fingers.
Never.
True story. One
never
landed
saw a
on
game
my
in Tulane
grandma's
Stadium.
lap. I'm not making it up.
I believe you.
So we have it. 15 years ago tonight in the Super Bowl.
out of Western Washington, right footed. It got a block to the 5. The Saints are going to recover. Touchdown, New Orleans. Steve Gleason got the block.
You know, you talk about some of the greatest moments. You were in Omaha in '96, right?
I was. It was my first trip.
You saw Warren Morris hit the home run.
I did.
Missed that one. Hodgson to Fuller.
I was
Missed
there.
that one. I was walking down Nicholson with my wife saying, nah, let's go. Not only that, you know the whole story with Tom Dempsey in that story. 1970, November 10th.
Yeah, my uncle told me. My aunt and uncle were at the game. They saw the kick.
Dad was a cop. My grandma took me. I said, let's go. Because, you know, when your grandma stops buying you popcorn and candy apples and Cokes and you're 10, you're bored, walking out of Tulane Stadium, and all of a sudden the place went nuts. All the old metal beams in old Tulane Stadium started rattling. This guy looked down, Charlie. He looked like Clark Kent. Had the thick frame glasses. We talking about November 10th of 1970. My grandma ran up to the guy. What happened? What happened? Guy looked down and he said, Dempsey just kicked an effing 63-yard field goal. So I thought I was going to impress my dad. I got home in the comment. Dad came and picked me up. Had to work that Sunday, NOPD. My dad walked in the house. He said, so, Mom, how did little Richie behave? He made me miss Dempsey's kick. So my dad comes and goes, Rich, what happened? I said, Dad, Dempsey kicked an effing 63. Charlie, I couldn't sit down for a month to watch Disney at 6 o'clock on a Sunday.
Were you like
on
the little
NBC.
kid in Christmas Story? They didn't after they whipped you, they didn't give you the bar soap and put it in your mouth?
No,
like
it was
Ralphie?
worse than that.
It was-
The moment I took off the police belt, welt my butt. But some of the greatest moments, man. You've seen them all.
I mean, obviously, I didn't see Dempsey's kick, but the rest of the thing, the Superdome shook the night Gleason did that. I mean, the plaza level, which is where we said, shook, and you know, the plaza level is actually bleachers, really, and they were swaying. I swear to you, it was a really, really.
You know what's an
unbelievable
underrated
night.
moment? An underrated moment was in '86 in the Maravich Assembly Center when Don Redden took the shot and it didn't go in, and Anthony Wilson got it in the lane and put it back. And I never will forget, because at that time LSU was the lowest seeded team to ever make it. They were
Right.
11 seed. I'll never forget. Dana Kirk was so disgusted, and Dale extended his hand, and Dana Kirk just slapped it away. And then they go to the Omni and they take care of Georgia Tech and Kentucky. That's an amazing story.
It really was. What I remember about that night was how late that game was. The Anthony shot. That game, I think, tipped off at 9:30 in the Assembly Center, and it was the last year that the NCAA tournament played on-campus games. They changed it the next year. But yeah, I wasn't in the building. Wasn't in the building for that one. You left LSU Auburn early. It was a
Just
6-point
tired.
game.
I was just tired.
It's a
I think my
6-point
wife told
game.
me I was slurring. Let's go home. One of those deals.
And that's
My dad gave me his old binoculars. That turned out to be a flash. I bet your dad had one. Where you unscrew one of the eyes.
Right, yeah,
And
I've
then
seen
boom,
them.
it's filled with
Yeah.
a pint of bourbon. Yep.
499-9898 is the number to call. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
During times of trouble, hope keeps us calm, and courage keeps us strong. Here in Louisiana, we know this better than most. After all, we faced hardship, but hurricanes and floods never washed away what makes us strong. It's our culture, the spirit of resilience that says rise and rise up again. We'll make it through the tough times, we always do. And Blue Cross will always be here to support you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eagle 98.1.
Protect your home with dependable roof repair and service. GarciaDidMyRoof.com.
WTGL and HD1 Baton Rouge.
Hey, Rich, do your little Whoa Nelly, little college football.
Whoa Nelly, little college football action.
Clemson scored on the first possession of overtime. It's 21-14. Clemson over NC State. It's 3rd down and 2 for NC State, trying to tie, or you know what? They might actually go for the win. Who knows if they score here. We told you TJ Finley is in at Auburn. I don't believe Bo Nix got hurt. I think he was just replaced. We're watching this without sound. 24-19. TJ Finley has moved Auburn into Georgia State territory at the 40-yard line. 1:40 to go. So if TJ Finley if he has replaced an ineffective Bo Nix, then if he leads him down the field right here, he's going to start in Tiger Stadium next week.
Can I tell you something non-football related?
Sure.
That's the worst news about today.
What's
this
that?
game was played in Starkville, in that Baton Rouge. Can you imagine the tailgating with the weather?
With the
today?
weather, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I got the 10-day weather forecast for Baton Rouge, Charlie.
What does
for
it
next
look
Saturday.
What does it look like?
How about this? High 85, low 64, like a 10% chance of rain. So not too bad.
Kind of like that. At least they're not playing it during the day. You remember the last time they played Auburn here during the day, the DJ Shark game.
Brutal.
Yes. That's
the last time I sat on the east side.
One of the hottest days ever in Tiger Stadium for that one. All right, so Finley's got him down to the 30-yard line. There's 1:10 to go. And if that's complete, it's down inside the 15-yard line. I tell you what, man, Arkansas has finished off Texas A&M. They win that game 20-10. That's just gone final. And Dave Aranda got his first win against a ranked team for Baylor. They beat Iowa State today. Not only is it Dave Aranda's first win against a ranked team, Baylor hadn't beaten a ranked team since 2015. I didn't realize it had been that long. I thought Matt Rule somewhere in there had
always wondered if I had an option, would I go to Waco? If I had an option, do I go to Waco? Do I play at an FCS school? Do I go Division II? Why would I want to go to Waco? God bless them. And by the way, they do have some nice athletic facilities.
The new
that
stadium
with the bridge,
it's
the
beautiful.
whole bit,
Yeah.
it is nice.
It's a good school. I mean, that would be why you're.
I wouldn't go to Waco. I couldn't stay eligible.
What? 499-98 is the number. So Clemson, NC State's got second down and goal to go for what would be a tie or maybe even a go-ahead score. Well, Sam Pittman. Well, he's celebrating with his wife and that team. It's been 7 years since Arkansas has won that game, and now they've beaten Texas and Texas A&M in the same season.
Look, I know it's early, but if you got to give an SEC Coach of the Year right now, you got to go with Sam Pittman, huh? Right now?
Unanimously.
Oh, yeah, no question. I mean who else would be in a running right
Well,
now?
I mean, Kirby Smart and Georgia K, there's nothing more that they can do than what they've done, but you expected that. I mean, you don't expect this out of Arkansas.
Not only that, I mean, if Kirby's smart, if they win the SEC championship game and get to the playoffs and that whole bit, let's see what happens. But the biggest knock against him is that, yeah, you got the best talent in the world, but you get to a certain point and you can't climb the fence.
Some of the in-game decisions have been some head scratchers in some of the bigger games.
But, Charlie, this may be the deepest Georgia team I've seen in a while. They, have no weakness. And then there's guys coming in, and it's coming in. It reminds you of Alabama a little bit with the depth.
I wonder if offensively they've got enough. And I say that because when I say enough, I'm not talking about can they win 11 games. They could win 11 games. I'm talking about can they win a playoff game. I think Clemson has a playoff-level defense. I don't think they have a playoff-level offense. I think they got a playoff-level defense. And when Georgia faced them, they didn't score an offensive touchdown. That's the kind of game you're going to have to – that's the kind of defense you're going to have to beat if you're going to win a national title.
How you handled an introduction press conference when they introduced Sam Pittman the first time, I'm going, where did they find this guy? Like at a Greyhound bus station at 3 a.m. I mean, the guy, he just had no energy about him. And I'm going, how does he win over the Arkansas fans? How does he win over
that?
Yeah, but how does he win over boosters and the money people? Because he didn't have the how does this guy recruit? And I know this is not all of his talent, but man, what he has done with the talent he's got in house, you talk about getting the best out of what you have, he's done it.
And he's hired well. His coordinators right now, Kendall Browse and Barry Odom, the former head coach at Missouri. That's a pretty, for what is not considered a top half of the league job, it's a pretty good staff, Coach. Don't you think? I mean, it's not like he can just, hey, I'm Sam Pittman, I can call anybody and get anybody I want. No, he actually has done a real good job at putting together that staff. We will take a break. Clemson and North Carolina State are going to go to double overtime as the Wolfpack scored, and they decided to kick the extra point. Auburn is down to the 12, I believe it is, with a minute to go, down 5 points. And with TJ Finley at the controls trying to lead a comeback win against Georgia State. This game may come up a little bit during the week. We'll take a break. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
The saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. But Louisiana heat is nothing to play with. AC outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Eagle 98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day Stat Check. Presented by Luba. Luba, genuine dependability.
I can't wait to hear the punchline on that. All right, stat check. Here's your numbers from this afternoon. First downs, Mississippi State 29, LSU 15. But again, the big plays. You know, it's not like they piled up first down after first down. Total yards, 486 for Mississippi State and 343 for LSU. Bulldogs got 371 through the air, 115 on the ground. LSU 280 through the air, 63 on the ground. It was 63 yards on 27 carries, Rich, a 2.3-yard average, which I think you alluded to earlier in the show. Penalties, 6 for the Bulldogs, 36 yards, 5 for the Tigers, 32 yards. Pretty clean ball game. 2 turnovers for the Bulldogs, 1 for LSU, and they were all big plays in this game. Time of possession, 35:08 for Mississippi State, 24:52 for the Tigers. Individually, they looked at Clemson touchdown stand. Clemson scored in a double overtime. It's under review, though. All right, Max Johnson, 17 of 27, 280, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Will Rogers, 47 of 62, 371 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Rushing, Ty Davis-Price, 13 carries for 51 yards. Corey Kiner had 4 carries for 14. Armani Goodwin, 3 for 11. Dylan Johnson, 8 carries for 51 yards to lead Mississippi State. Keyshawn Boutte, 4 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns today. Brian Thomas Jr. had 3 catches for 43 yards. Makai Polk, 8 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown to lead Mississippi State in receiving yards. Today, defensively, Damone Clark, I would call this his best game since 2019. When I thought he played well, I thought he had a really rough year last year. And he's just been, so far this year. I know he's got a lot of tackles, but there was some misses too. I thought he was really good today. 15 tackles, 8 of them solo. Fred Peters led Mississippi State, 9 tackles, 4 of them solo.
So we're talking about Mississippi State. That's Southboard cornerback, Emmanuel Forbes.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. Number 13?
Yeah.
No, he's really good.
There's some talent there for sure. I mean, across the board talent as much as, the top half of the league, no. But, you're going to see a handful of guys playing on Sunday. They were on this Mississippi State team. There's some talent there. We'll take a break, come back, and get you up to date on all of the scores. They did let the touchdown stand for North Carolina State. So they lead at 27-21 in the second overtime. They must have missed the extra point, or they went for 2. It's 27-21, and Clemson's got the ball in the second overtime. This is Eagle, 98.1 Game Day.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
The saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. But Louisiana heat is nothing to play with. AC outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call AccuTemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
During times of trouble, hope keeps us calm, and courage keeps us strong. Here in Louisiana, we know this better than most. After all, we faced hardship, but hurricanes and floods never washed away what makes us strong. It's our culture, the spirit of resilience that says rise and rise up again. We'll make it through the tough times, we always do. And Blue Cross will always be here to support you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
Eagle 98.1. The Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln College Football Scoreboard. Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln, on air line under the giant American flag.
It has just gone final in Raleigh. NC State beats Clemson 27-21. Devin Leary, quarterback for NC State, threw 4 touchdown passes in this game. They have 31 seconds to go at Auburn. TJ Finley, who will start next week. I'm going to make this announcement. I'm going to save Harsin some trouble. Who will start next week in Tiger Stadium for the Auburn Tigers. Directed a 13-play, 98-yard drive for what I think is going to be the winning score. Oh, yep, and then we got a turnover for a score. So it's now 34-24. Yep. 31 seconds to go. Duke leading Kansas 52-33. Tulsa leading Arkansas State 31-14. UCLA leading Stanford 14-7. That game is late in the first half. Buffalo leading Old Dominion 21-7. East Carolina leading Charleston Southern 17-14. UL Lafayette leading Georgia Southern 14-7. About 5 minutes to go to the break there. Rice leading Texas Southern 14-0. Florida has scored a touchdown. Emory Jones, a touchdown pass to Justin Shorter. They lead Tennessee 9-0. That's about 5 minutes in. Just starting in East Lansing, Nebraska and Michigan State are scoreless through 3 minutes. Kansas State and Oklahoma State are scoreless halfway through the first quarter. Kentucky, an early touchdown. They lead South Carolina 7-0 about 7 minutes in. La Tech leading North Texas 7-0 early. Navy leading Houston 7-0. Earlier finals today. Number 2 Georgia beat Vandy 62-0. It was 35-0 12 minutes into the game. Number 5 Iowa beat Colorado State 24-14. Number 6 Penn State over Villanova 38-17. Number 16 Arkansas moves to 4-0 with a 20-10 win against number 7 Texas A&M, handing the Aggies their first loss of the season, and Arkansas their first win in the series since 2014. KJ Jefferson threw for 212 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Number 12 Notre Dame beat number 18 Wisconsin 41-13. This game was actually pretty close all the way into the beginning of the fourth quarter. It was tied going into the fourth quarter, and Notre Dame put 31 points of whoop-ass on Wisconsin. Graham Mertz was terrible today for Whiskey. 18 of 41. He threw a couple interceptions, but mostly he just couldn't hit anybody. I really thought Wisconsin was going to win that game, and they got thumped. Baylor beats number 14 Iowa State 31-29. Dave Aranda's first win over a ranked team. In fact, it's Baylor's first, going all the way back to 2015. Number 17 Coastal Carolina easy over UMass 53-3. Number 19 Michigan stays unbeaten. They beat Rutgers 20-13. It was Boston College over Missouri 41-34. Boston College won the game on an interception return in overtime. Central Michigan beat Florida International 31-27. It was Pitt over New Hampshire 77-7. New Hampshire's 3-0 in the FCS.
You don't say.
They lost 77-7. It's tough. Virginia Tech beat Richmond 21-10. It was Bowling Green over Minnesota 14-10 in one of the big shockers of the day. Not because what Minnesota did to Colorado last week was so impressive. Bowling Green not really good, but boy, they had it today. Northwestern beat Ohio 35-6. SMU beat TCU 42-34. Texas hung 70 on the Red Raiders. Longhorns 70-35 over Texas Tech. Temple beat Wagner 41-7. It was Army over Miami of Ohio 23-7. 23-10. Boise State beat Utah State 27-3. Miami over Central Connecticut 69-0. And let's see what else is going final. Utah beat Washington State 24-13. It was Purdue over Illinois 13-9. Maryland beat Kent State 37-16. Wyoming over UConn 24-22. UConn's been one of the worst teams in college football all year, but they had the lead for most of this one before Wyoming got them late. San Diego State beat Towson 48-21. It was Texas San Antonio going and bringing us a mild upset over Memphis 31-28. They go to 4-0 on the season, and that is your college football scoreboard. Coming up here in about 5 minutes, Alabama kicks off with Southern Miss. Oklahoma kicks off with West Virginia. Ohio State with Akron. And in about 30 minutes, it's UAB and Tulane from Yulman Stadium. You have a rooting interest, I understand.
A little bit. Have you ever been to Yeoman?
No, I haven't.
I hear it's nice.
Yeah. I had some friends of mine went when Army came and really enjoyed the experience. So, no, I hadn't been. It's something that you and I can go together. How about that?
Hey, what did you think about Tulane? Putting that little SEC championship decal on their helmets.
I thought it was funny.
Trying to troll.
I thought it was funny.
Come on,
what Lane Kiffin said.
You know what? Because you
heard
grew
what
up
Lane
in
Kiffin
New
said.
and you can't stand Tulane.
That's right. I have no perspective in the matter.
Got the little guy with the little helmet on the side of his, on the side of their helmet with the little flag. Isn't that precious?
You're too sensitive, Richard. I thought it was funny. Come on, have a little fun.
That's not funny, John.
Game balls and this day in LSU football history when we come back. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
The saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. But Louisiana heat is nothing to play with. AC outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Eagle 98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day. Game Balls. Game Balls. Game Balls.
Presented by WCK Foundation Repair. Support your home team. WCK Foundation Repair.
All right, Rich, lead us off. Who's got your game balls?
I'm going to do co-defensive MVP.
Okay.
First off, I'm going to start off with senior DeMond Clark, 15 tackles, fumble recovery. That speaks for itself. But you know, I got to go with Cordell Flagg, too, the junior cornerback, number 25, because I don't know if he'll have another shot this season. Caused a fumble, led to LSU going up 7-zip, and then he got the pass interception. So I'm going to go co-MVPs on that one because Cordell Flagg doesn't get this many opportunities, and DeMond Clark had a monster game.
All right. Well, then I'll take two guys on offense. This is a chalk. Keyshawn Boutte, 4 catches, 85 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including the 64-yarder. And Max Johnson, 17 of 27, 4 touchdowns and a pick, 280 yards through the air. Averaged over 10 yards an attempt, which is an insane number, but it's inflated by the three long
During the
plays.
break, you hadn't brought this up, and I'm really devastated.
What's that?
Well, I'm not going to get a good deal on Velveeta cheese. Cordell York.
Cade York?
Cade York, yeah. He didn't have anything.
No.
No field goals, nothing over 50 yards,
Got to wait till next week.
Velveeta. That's a good deal for him, though. He deserves it. A little agreement, a little NIL.
The coaches after today's game, Ed Orgeron following the 28-25 win.
Ed, you mentioned just the scheme, that 3-2-6. Where did y'all sort of get the...
We've been working on this air raid ever since last year. We made some improvement, obviously. I wish we could have finished a little bit harder in the third and fourth quarter. We ran out of gas. But give them credit. They made some plays and they fought back. The offense made some plays when they had to. I didn't think that we had the same recurring problems that we did last year as far as the crossing routes and guys wide open. Our plan was to let them throw the ball in front of us. Maybe give up some gaps running, but not beat deep. And for the most part, we did that. Not every time. But I thought our guys did well, tackled well in space. Offense made plays when we had to. We still have some protection issues that we have to fix. But overall, good team win, foul team.
He said we had a question earlier, and we forgot to answer it, about what do the consultants do. This is one of the things that analysts, not consultants. The analysts are assigned specific opponents back into the early part of the summer, and they spend all that time breaking down certain. They also do a lot of self-scouting, but that's primarily what they do. Mike Leach, following the game.
I think he's getting better. I don't think he's as polished as we'd like. I mean, of course, I can't say that I've ever had a quarterback that was. I mean, they have a funny way of always giving you something to work on. But I think he does a lot of good things, and I think he did a lot of good things this game. I think as a team, and I see it on all sides of the ball. We're explosive, but we're a team that's got to know good things are going to happen. Right now, we kind of hope good things will happen, and and what I see is a team that can make a lot of plays. I see a team that'll take themselves out of drives because, they don't have that focus. As you get down there and hoping it'll work, hoping it'll happen, hope. No, there's got to be an expectation. Some of that comes with experience, but in the end, it's a decision. It's a decision, and we just have to make that decision. Just keep practicing, keep getting better. I thought it was I thought we played hard. I thought we played real hard. I think it was a tightly contested game. I think that, they're obviously really talented. I think that we squandered some opportunities. It wasn't for lack of trying, but I do think there's, we got to get past some of the confidence issues that I see out there. Some of these guys haven't played a great deal, and so they just got to be confident. You just confident. What's confidence? You just decide you're confident.
If I could take any coach in the league and any coworker of mine out for a meal and a beverage, I'd take you and Mike Leach.
Me and Mike Leach. Wow.
Just to see where the conversation would go.
He'll be more impressive. But I think we both have a good time.
I could sell tickets to that. All right, time for this day in LSU football history, and you did some extra work this week.
You know what? Because I thought initially, Charlie, all of the postgame shows normally end on a Sunday. So I prepared for Sunday, then realized, guess what? We'll be out of here before midnight.
Okay, so you had some extra material.
Not you, Joe. September 25th, 2004, number 13 LSU hosted Mississippi State. Despite the Tigers fumbling the football 4 times, 3 of them deep in Mississippi State territory, the Tigers still won 51-0 on this day 17 years ago. Jamarcus Russell, Marcus Randall, and Matt Flynn all got snaps and combined pass for 327 yards. Running back Allie Broussard, 73 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Dwayne Bowe, 99 yards receiving. And the Tigers did not punt the football 1 time, and that was Sylvester Croom's first season, 3-8. And then 3 seasons later, he would be SEC Coach of the Year.
2004, man. I just have no recollection of that game. None. No, I guess because it was a blowout, but I don't remember that game at all.
And then we moved 6 years down the road, September 25th, 2010. Number 15, LSU hosted number 22, West Virginia. Patrick Peterson returned a punt, 60 yards for a touchdown, and that infamous pose in the end zone, the Heisman pose.
Yeah.
And Stephen Ridley rushed for 115 yards on 20 carries. The Tigers 12 penalties, 2 turnovers, but still won 20-14. All right. But it was what happened tomorrow, Charlie, back in 1987. And it's a day I'll never forget. September 26, 1987. Tigers were 3-0, opened up with a 17-3 win over Texas A&M. Scored a combined 105 points and win over Cal State, Fullerton, and Rice. And Charlie, it was a day in Tiger Stadium as if today's game would have been played in Tiger Stadium. National TV, ABC, number 4 LSU taking on number 7 Ohio State. Now, State had come off a loss, but the fact that you get Ohio State in Tiger Stadium, and the storylines were Mike Archer going against Earl Bruce. If you were in Tiger Stadium that day, you remember Earl Bruce wouldn't take the Buckeyes out on the field until LSU came. So they both came out at the same time. It was Tommy Hodson going against Tom Tupa. And God bless the late Eric Andelstedt, because him and Chris Spielman, the linebacker at Ohio State, they got into it. Almost got in a fist fight at the coin toss. Game was tied 13-13 with 2 minutes left, and if you were in Tiger Stadium that day, you'll never forget it. The Tigers had it at Ohio State's 8-yard line, second down. Instead of milking the clock and maybe setting up a possible game-winning field goal, Tommy Hodson threw an interception at the 2-yard line. Ohio State returned it to their own 35. Ohio State would then punt. Then the football went out at the Tiger 2-yard line. Hodson was picked off again. Ohio State would line up for a 47-yard field goal to win it as time expired. But Tiger defensive lineman Carl Dunbar partially blocked it. The game ended 13-13. And one of the greatest quotes ever from a humble guy. After the game, Tommy Hodson was asked in the locker room, typical old line, hey, 13-13, it's a tie. Is it like kissing your sister? And Tommy Hodson with the greatest comeback ever. Because Tommy's a low-key guy. He's humble. And Tommy Hodson looked at the guy in the LSU locker room, Charlie, and he says, no, I have a good-looking sister. The feeling's a lot worse.
I didn't remember that one.
Yeah, the Tigers would win 8 out of their next 9, would finish 10-1 in one of the greatest road trips ever. I'll never forget just going to Tampa for the Gator Bowl. What a great performance by Wendell Davis that day and Tommy Hodson. And that South Carolina team had the so-called Black Death defense. And when we were tailgating the whole day, Charlie, all the South Carolina fans, all they had is blaring out of the loudspeakers in their RVs and their cars or whatever was that cock-a-doodle-doo. That's all we heard the whole day. But, man, what a great performance. And that LSU team that finished with 1 loss and 1 tie, that was one of the best. That team, a couple of breaks here and there, that team could have won it all.
They were terrific. And that Ohio State game, you know what I remember about that game? You're going to think this is crazy. Tom Tupa. Tom Tupa had one of the best days that a punter has ever had, constantly making LSU drive the length of the field. I remember it was the first time in my life I'd ever thought that a punter had really been a huge, huge impact on the game. So I remember that. But that was back when your non-conference schedule. One of the years they played Ohio State, they played Miami and Texas A&M when A&M wasn't in the conference in '88. That was back when you could, get jazzed up 2-3 times a year. Now we get it once, but that's.
And I remember the game in Columbus. I mean, cold, miserable day.
Oh, they blew a 2-touchdown lead.
LSU blew a 2-touchdown lead, and Snow, the wide receiver for Ohio State, he scored late, and LSU came out of there with a close loss. But, man, that LSU-Ohio State home and away, that was some exciting stuff. And it was so unique because you never got a chance to see the LSUs play the Ohio States. And, man, that 87 team, what an afternoon in Tiger Stadium, that close.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for participating this afternoon. LSU and Auburn will be with you late next week following the 8 o'clock kickoff in Tiger Stadium. LSU and Auburn, and what I can't imagine won't be TJ Finley's first start for the Auburn Tigers. For Richard Condon, I'm Charles Hanagriff saying thank you and good afternoon. Tigers win at 28-25. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
LSU Football Today has been brought to you by BetRivers.net, the free-to-play site where you can sample casino games and sports bet for free. Don't miss all the purple and gold action all season long right here on Eagle 98.1, presented by BetRivers.net.
Get a free roof inspection by Garcia Roofing. GarciaDidMyRoof.com.
WTGL and HD1 Baton Rouge.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Robinson Brothers Ford. For 75 years, the name Ford buyers know and trust. Whether you're buying your first Ford or upgrade